I am joined by Callum Spencer.
Hello. I didn't.
I'm
You
good,
alright?
mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am great.
Yeah, me too.
I like your name, Callum Spencer. It's your real name, yeah?
Yeah.
Because it reminds me of the Arctic Monkeys song where it goes, it could all go a bit Frank Spencer, but in my head I've replaced Frank with Callum.
I see what you've done there.
Have
yeah.
you heard that before?
I have. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, I have.
Nice.
Well, not from another person about me sounding like that.
But have you just
I've
in
heard
your
the
head
song.
internally?
Yeah, I've made that connection myself.
It's
yeah,
pretty good,
there's-
innit?
Yeah, there's some similarities
We think
between
the
me and Frank
same, me
Spencer,
and
I would
thee.
imagine. Yeah.
It's always good to know that. So you are a singer-songwriter
Yes.
from Skipton.
Yes.
Skipton.
Massive. Yeah.
Big fan of Skipton, me.
It's rocking, mate. It's rocking.
Tell us more, because my friend's mum runs a fudge shop there. That shows you sort of crazy crew that I hang about with.
There's the rock and roll accolade of Skipton. There's a fudge shop.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a fudge, you never been to a fudge
I
shop?
don't think I've
Clearly
been.
the business isn't booming. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure that's
Mrs.
true.
Knight, I'm sorry. It's not going as well as you thought.
Where is it? If she's watching,
If I'm honest, I've
let me
never
know.
been. I've never tried any of it because he's never offered any of it for free. I feel like free samples
in
could
that
be an
case.
incentive that she might need to get involved with, even if that thing is still knocking about.
Well, if she's looking for an endorsement deal with a up and coming artist,
Yeah.
as long as there's free fudge involved,
Callum
I'm
Fudge Spencer.
yeah, I'm fully on board with that.
There we go. We can mould you in a piece of fudge. Like, do you know, like on Star Wars when Han Solo gets like strapped in that like frozen bit? We could do that with you, but you're in a
fudge.
big bit of fudge.
I can
And in
see
the
that
music
working.
video, we have to gnaw you out of there.
I'd be on board with that, mate.
I'd do that. I haven't slept in a while. Big up Skipton. Yes, Em loves bass. Big
She's
fan of
on it.
Skipton. It's a lovely day out. What can we do in Skipton? Talk us through it, Callum.
Well, I'm glad you asked, Jack.
The Skipton Tourist Board all resting on this moment.
So there is, and he's gonna like me for doing this because he let me film a music video there, and I said,
He.
yeah, well,
Here we go. I'm
the
very
man,
excited whoever this is.
the
man.
literal king of the castle, right? So there's the most complete medieval castle in England.
Yeah.
It might even be the UK. Might not be England.
Is that because no one wants to invade Skipton?
That's
It's quite inland.
It's just we're rock hard,
If we're
mate.
like, okay, we need to dominate the UK, where are we going to go from? Well, then Skipton is the place where it would fall. If Skipton
was.
topples, the nation is done.
We're fucked from there. Yeah, you can't lose. It's a ancient market town, apparently.
Yeah.
So I'm told.
You've got that heritage. You
Yeah.
know, you've got it. I think there's a bit of Viking in you. Look at your lovely facial hair.
Facial beard, yeah.
Facial beard. Facial beard. It's all there. I mean, we were talking about this. Oh, go to the castle. Then my dad's favourite pie shop says Em loves bass. What's
There's
that
lots
pie
of
shop
pie
called?
shops. There's lots.
What's
I'll
your
get
favourite
lynched.
pie shop? Let's see. I want to know.
Well, there's one called Stamforth's, and that's like the very famous one.
Why is it famous?
But there's about 3 pie shops in Skipton that say famous
You
pie
went
shop.
very Skipton then. There's
Did I?
3 pie shops.
There's 3
in
pie
Skipton.
shops, yeah.
All of them with different pies. All of them mortal enemies. Can't remember.
there you
It's
go.
next to the bridge.
Next to the bridge.
Is your favourite one
It
next
is.
to the bridge?
There's a lot of bridges in Skipton as well.
I mean,
though.
you need to
We've
be more
also
specific,
got a
Em
canal.
loves bass.
We've got a canal as well, mate.
Got a
If you
canal.
if you
I
wanna.
mean, what more do you want? There's a canal. There's a canal. There's a castle. It just sounds like lots of places in which to smoke weed.
Yes.
But that sounds great. We need to talk about this, Callum, because you mentioned this in confidence to me, which you should know.
Well, I didn't mention it in confidence to you, did I, Jack? I mentioned it in confidence to someone
You know what?
else,
I'm
and they've
gonna
ratted
bring
me
that-
out.
They've ratted you out.
And
I know. You just drop it into sentences. You were approached to go on Love Island.
Approached is a loose term.
It's
No
no one's even sniffing near me for Love Island.
Oh,
right?
mate, I don't think they would have sniffed much further if they'd have actually looked at my profile.
Oh, right. I don't know, mate. You're a charming chap. I
mate.
feel like I'd couple up with you. We'd have a nice spoon. We would remain friends. There'd be nothing romantic.
Yeah, I'd be. Yeah,
You're a
we
lovely
don't need to go
lad.
to an island for that, mate.
Let's go to an island.
We
We'll
finish
scrap
at
the
half
gig. Christmas has come early for me. Apparently, that pie shop's called Stamford.
Stamford's, that's the one.
Is that your favourite one as well?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say so.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't really have a favourite pie shop though. Like,
If anyone's got a favourite pie shop, do get in on the Twitch. We always like to know.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to you possibly being on Love Island. Did you not think, look, I might not go on Love Island, but stick one of my songs on there? Was that?
Yeah, I did actually. I think that was my response actually.
There you go.
I think I was like, no, I've got a girlfriend. I had a girlfriend at the time, and I was like,
Right. She doesn't have to know.
I think she probably might have found out.
What happens on ITV2 stays on ITV2.
Yeah. No. I just politely declined, and
It's very
but I
kind.
don't think I would if I'd have said yes. I don't think I think they would have then looked into it further and gone, no, he's about 5 inches too short, and like
I've seen the state of some people on that. I think you'll be fine, mate. But we should talk about your music a little bit.
just yeah, all right,
Let's brush
Let's
on it, shall we?
touch on it, yeah.
Yeah, because you are, and I think this is a good way to describe you, and it's been described in other interviews. You're sort of a little bit Springsteen-y / Sam Fender-y, like a modern between the two of them, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so. There's definitely a lot of influence because influenced by Sam Fender in the sense, like, I think he takes a lot of cues from like War on Drugs, Bruce Springsteen type, even like Ben Howard, like some of his earlier stuff.
Do
Like,
you do that slappy guitar thing that he does?
oh mate, no,
No, he loves that, doesn't he?
He loves a bit of it, doesn't he? He loves putting it on his knee
Excellent
as well, doesn't
masseuse.
he? Yeah, it'd be great, but nah, it's too much effort in it. It's too much. I can't. I'd have to sit down for a start, and
No. You're a standing man.
I'm a standing
We've
man.
seen the Getaway video. You love standing so much.
Yeah,
You're beating walls off.
I am. Yeah,
Like, I'm not going to
Just
lean on you, mate.
showing everyone
Stand
just
on
how
my
rock
own.
hard people from Skipton are. Clearly,
Exactly. Well, that's
punch a
from-
brick wall and.
That's you trying to get in the pie shop.
Yeah.
So that was your new single, Getaway.
It
which
was.
is from your EP, also called.
Getaway.
Imagine that. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's lovely.
It's almost like someone thought about that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lovely EP. It's quite eclectic. 'Cause
Yes.
Getaway is probably your biggest sounding track to date. I'd say there's a lot.
Yeah.
Production wise, it's the widest. you've
Yeah, I
probably
would say
thrown
so.
yourself
That was
sonically.
Yeah, that was one of the last ones we did. So it was all recorded, surprise, surprise, through lockdown, and we did it through a lot of like Zoom production sessions.
How was that?
Horrendous.
Oh, a lot of people have been like, I quite like
No,
doing it,
it's
no.
just a fucking nightmare, mate. Like it was the process, the creative process was great, but like when you're just dealing with buffering and it does that like weird
the name of the
crackly
producer?
thing. Yeah, buffering. Yeah.
Jimmy Buffering I was working with.
Producer I'll never be working with again. No, it was great once we can kind of get past the stage where everything had to be done on Zoom and we could go and work in the studio.
So is
after
there
it was-
limitations, would you say? This is not the future for people being able to work anywhere in
Yeah.
the world with any producer.
I
You'd
think-
say there's a limit to how far you can take a song through just
Yeah.
internet alone.
I think there's a lot to be said for being in the room at the time as well, because these ideas don't always translate as well. I don't think on
No.
on.
There's an energy when you
Yeah,
bounce off someone
absolutely.
physically,
Yeah, and I produced it with a guy that I was we some touring with at the time.
Oh,
We were.
It was one of the Seafrets, right?
Yes, yeah. Harry Draper from Seafret, who I'd done a bit of touring with. We were actually out on tour as the world ended. And yeah,
Is this the tour that you started nearly 2 years
Yes,
ago?
yeah,
and then
yeah.
Only just sort of finished
Yeah.
off now.
yeah. So we started March 2020, and then something happened. I don't know whether you heard about it. Like there was some minor
We all
mishap.
had a very long holiday.
Yeah, and yeah, we did the last few dates of that tour 2 weeks ago. So yeah, a bit of a gap.
Bit of a throwback, I suppose.
Yeah, no, it was great though. It was
Did it feel? How natural did it feel to step back into that?
lovely. It was so nice, man. Like it's being out performing the tunes is kind of the thing I take most out of the writing. Like I find the writing quite. I enjoy doing it, but I find it quite difficult as a process. But I think once it all gets taken out onto on tour or even at a gig or in a little venue around town or whatever.
You've done the hard work, I suppose. Then.
Yeah.
Like, the songs are there. You just have to.
Yeah,
go
it's just a
perform
matter
them,
of
you have to interpret
just
them live.
sending it then, innit? Yeah,
Yeah.
just getting out and giving it a bit. But yeah, it was. I didn't realize how much I'd missed it really until I got back to it, and I think the first gig I played was a little really. When I say little, there was probably about 30 people in this little bar in Skipton before we were really allowed to do the bigger stuff
It was
or
all
whatever.
sat down.
Yeah, all
Which is
seated.
uncomfortable in a way.
Which was weird, but it kind of led to this kind of strange dynamic where everyone was full on properly into it and like really attentive. So you're not kind of trying to cut above anyone or anything. We could just allowed the tunes to me to like test out the new tunes that I'd done
brilliant.
throughout that, and then yeah, it was mad because it was not only being back to gigging, it was being back to seeing other humans again. And it was just, it was quite overwhelming actually, getting out there and doing it again.
I went to one of those gigs, and I think the rules at the time was that you couldn't sing along,
Yeah.
and you couldn't clap. I think if you wanted to show your appreciation, you sort of had to
Yeah.
they were like, just clip.
Yeah,
Just
it
click
was
your fingers,
just all sorts
or
of
like
random
a bit
shit
of jazz
going on.
things.
Yeah.
Like that must have been quite muted. That's like doing a Zoom gig. That's like doing what you're doing tonight, really.
Yeah, into like thin air, I suppose. Just it was nice. It was nice to be back to it, and I think people and especially the gigs after everything had been lifted, everyone just went mental. The gigs were just ridiculous. Just everyone was mad for it. Just full on.
Everyone was craving it. We were craving
Yeah.
it. Now we've had our fill.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
But it was good. And so you were back with them, and you worked quite close with Seafret. But I heard the way you sort of met them was just through like a festival in Amsterdam.
Yeah. So we were. I kind of managed to. I was only like 18 at the time.
Was this just when you brought out your first EP?
Yeah. So that had just come out. I'd just brought out an EP that I'd just recorded with my friend in his like, it's a studio.
Yeah.
Like
DIY.
Yeah. And put that out, and I managed to blag my way onto a couple of festivals, and that was one of them.
I mean, that you say that like flag your way on.
Yeah.
That's difficult. Like so many people that are probably even watching this now, being like, how does that process happen? How did you manage to go from recording an EP with your friend to playing festivals in Amsterdam? That's quite a big jump.
Bothering people. Just I don't know. Like I got in touch with them. I think I messaged them on Messenger or something and sent them the tunes, and they liked it. But
so the tunes are the talking then. You're basically your own PR there.
Well, yeah, on that occasion, it was it went quite well. Yeah, it's I think it's just a lot of persistence in it. I think like there's a fine line though between harassing and
learn the line, people of the internet. Do not harass. Also, we were going to do this little game. I totally forgot to do this. We've got this little cactus. It's got a little Father Christmas hat on. He's very lovely. We're going to have a little vote on what we should call him. You got any ideas what we should call him, Callum?
Spiky.
Yeah. That I don't know how you came up with that.
I don't know where that came from either. And it's not even that spiky,
Glorious
is it? It's
George,
more
do you have one? Little prick shouts Glorious George, who's clearly got some issues right now. That's okay. I don't know if he just hates me. I was going to call him Father Prickmas. Spike Lee says M loves bass. I don't know. Is there any way we can vote on here? If you got a favourite one, just type it out. We'll go through at the end. Me and Callum we'll pick it. I feel like at the moment the anger of Glorious George is sort of winning that little prick. Nothing to do with Christmas. He just fucking hates his job here. With that in mind, though, we saw before that Blind Mike, despite his setbacks in vision, managed to get possibly a new high score in our game.
Oh God, yeah.
How confident are you?
I've been fairly stressed about this ever since you mentioned it.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
a fair low-key rolling anxiety throughout the day.
Wow. I'm sorry. Are you? Do you know what, mate? Like this is an option. I'm not going to make.
Oh no, I'm involved. I am
it.
more about this than the set right now.
There
mate.
we go.
This is what I'm here for.
So obviously we this is not an up-to-date scoreboard because Blind Mike is up there at the top as well. Right. So is
not for long. Not for long.
Frago. Not for long.
I'm ready.
God, you can take the man out of Skipton, you can't take the skip out the man. Is there anyone here that you want to try and defeat? Are you going straight for the top with Blind Mike? Are you going for like a bit of banjo when you recognise here that you know?
I would just like to appear on the screen, to be honest. That's the level that I'm at.
I mean, we've got Amelia Clark from Game of Thrones on there.
Yeah,
so
no,
apparently anyone gets on here these days.
Yeah.
If you show a little bit of boob, we'll let you straight on there. So if you don't get on there, show me what Love Island saw in you. So we'll see. I think we're ready to go. I'm gonna have to come sit next to you, Callum. Are you comfortable with that?
Absolutely.
That's okay.
I saw you were talking throughout the last one, and
I have to create an atmosphere. For
you.
So I'm gonna. You can put your microphone down. I will be your microphone. I will be your voice here, Callum.
I don't even know how to do it.
It's right trigger is accelerate, left trigger is brake, and that's steer. And A is handbrake if you need it. I'd say stay away from the handbrake. Do you know what? Liam's pretty good at this game. He practices a lot. Do you use the handbrake, Liam? Brake more than you think you need to. And that's advice in life, you know? Like, don't go head to head all the time. Any questions, obviously, in for Callum during the chat. We really appreciate it. We want to distract him as much as we can. We are backseat drivers in this game. So start that race, sir. Make sure you get involved. What's your favourite thing to do on Christmas morning, Callum?
Eat chocolate. Too much chocolate to the.
Well, straight off the get-go.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would say so.
So is breakfast is chocolate. You're not even going for some Bucks Fizz. It's straight on the Advent.
Yeah, I think so. Like maybe a bit of mulled cider. I don't mind.
Mulled cider, bloody bloody da, sunshine, very nice. I like that. And then, are you a family that does presents first, or do you do the meal first?
Presents first, and then I have some family coming over later on during the day.
Lovely. I like it. Capitalist culture. I'm a big fan of that. Would you rather have invisibility or super strength? Says M Loves Base.
Invisibility.
Invisibility. Why? What are you hiding, Callum?
It's just be nice to disappear sometimes, wouldn't it? And stay out of the way for a bit.
I feel like I'm listening to one of your songs right now, Callum. That was very meaningful. That was lovely. How good are you at keeping secrets?
Terrible.
I can tell that. You got an honest face.
Yeah, I'm not very good at hiding things off.
It's all right. You those cones were mean to you, and you're really showing it what's what. What's your favourite junk food?
Five Guys.
Five Guys. Yeah. Oh, mate, that's a pricey habit. That. What are you going for in Five Guys? Talk me through it.
So, grilled mushroom cheeseburger, obviously.
Yeah. Straight off the bat, grilled mushrooms. You're an unusual man.
Mushrooms in it. Grilled onions, and then chocolate shake. I think the shake's pretty good.
On the burger.
Yeah, obviously.
Do you go for the peanuts when you're in there?
They've stopped doing it now, I think.
Bollocks to him. I'm not going in there anymore then. That's how I used to get my money back. I feel like I can eat my weight in peanuts. Honestly, like I'd be so dehydrated by the time I came out of Five Guys. Oh, you gone on the... Do you know what, mate? This is not a game of rounders. Get off that grass.
I got cocky.
Exactly, you did. It's what I said to Bob Marley. Get off that grass. I've never spoke to him.
This is bad.
Would you rather go on Love Island or... Are you talking about the interview or you're racing?
No, the race.
So I was about to be offended there. I was going to storm out of there. Would you rather go on Love Island or blind dates?
Look at the state of that.
That's fine, mate. Look at you. Oh, all the turning.
Blind dates.
Blind dates. Okay, so with that in mind, let me come up with a blind date question. If you were to describe yourself as an ice cream, what ice cream would you be and why?
That is a very challenging question.
While you're driving.
While I'm doing this. Cookie dough ice cream, because it's fairly level, but occasionally exciting.
Fairly level and occasionally exciting. It's a miracle you did not go on Love Island with that sort of patter. Goodness me. How many pull-ups can you do in a row?
Not many.
You're saying that. I've seen those guns. Look at that.
Yeah.
Got yourself... Oh, I've noticed you got a little Jimi Hendrix tattoo there on your arm.
Yes. Yeah. That was last year.
Do you like Jimi Hendrix then?
Nah, I hate him. Can't stand him.
Yeah, exactly. I like to keep my enemies close in that sense. Is he... Would you say he's an inspiration for you guitar-wise?
Not necessarily guitar-wise, because I wouldn't like to put myself on any kind of level with Jimi Hendrix when it comes to guitar, but
Stop setting fire to yours. That's the best way to get back on his level.
It's an expensive habit, that, though, isn't it? It's an expensive gimmick. But yeah, just creatively, I think is pretty mind-blowing.
Respect. You're actually doing very well in this lap. I'd say this could be... I'm not going to ask you any more questions now because I respect you enough to not do this. It's staying on! Come on, you got one more corner. 148, 149. Keep it going. Can you do sub 150? Oh, it's just going to be over. 153. Not a bad one. Let's look at the leaderboard there. 153 is going to take you nicely to around where Koala are.
Oh,
I don't know if you know about Koala, but they're selling out the O2 Empire, mate. So if you're going on this is pretty good for you, I'd say.
At least we have one thing in common now.
There you go. You're both very similar at driving on a game.
Yep.
There we go. And they had, to be fair to them, it's harder for a solo artist because I just grill you.
Yeah.
They have the whole team with them, you know. They had motivation behind them. They were all doing like that. The randomest fact you know from Maisie. Have you got a random fact for me?
It's illegal to.
I'm always going to ask, how do you know this?
It's illegal to own just one guinea pig in, I think it's Switzerland.
What?
Yep.
Why?
You asked for random, mate.
Yeah,
there
it's
you
random.
go.
What, is it because they get lonely?
Yeah, it is. They have. They're known to be sentient animals, and they get sad and lonely if there's only one of them.
Not that sentient.
What do you do if one dies, though?
Then you have to buy another one, don't
Do
you?
you, though?
Again, an expensive habit.
But that's just a never-ending cycle of having
Do
a
you know
guinea pig,
what?
isn't it? Unless you kill them at the
Where's
same
this
time.
happening?
Switzerland.
I think Switzerland are under the thumb of big guinea pig.
Yeah.
They're like, someone in the government's invested heavy in guinea pigs, going, "I've got this scheme
I've
here.
got-
You always need two. They cannot, they can only be one. It cannot be one." Do you know where inspiration sort of hits you through in music? Where do you sort of get the ideas from?
I can't. I get a lot of ideas when I'm driving. Actually.
Did any pop up just then?
No, funnily enough. I come up with a lot of melodies when, like, vocal stuff when I'm driving, or like when I'm.
What do you do then? Do you have to like pull over, like sort of sing it into your phone? Do you ever do
No,
that?
I just
Or
kind
is
of.
it in
I'll
your
just
head?
kind of ruminate on it until I get to where I'm going, and then maybe do it. But sometimes I'll give it a bit of time, and just because normally the first idea is pretty shit, and then that'll lead to a better one.
See,
For me, anyway.
I read that Alex Turner got given some advice, which was that if you wake up and you've forgotten a riff or a melody,
Yeah.
it wasn't good enough in the first place. Like, if it's
Yeah.
good, you will remember it.
Yeah.
Do you abide by that?
Yeah, sometimes. Like, I think sometimes though I'll come up with something and then I will forget about it and I'll be annoyed.
Mm.
But then I'll remember like a month later when I'm
Creeps up
doing
on
something else, and then cool. So I
Okay,
think
well,
that
there we go.
counts.
Well, so you've not technically forgotten.
No,
It's
no.
been misplaced.
I think just in the
What?
in the sea of trying to do other stuff.
I actually read that you get a lot of your ideas, some of your better ones, in the shower.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
I think that's good for like developing ideas though, because you can it's actually a thing. I read about it. It's like a scientific thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a
'cause
different
you're naked,
brainwave.
You're at one with the world.
I
you
don't
you're
know. I don't know what it
comfortable
is.
but vulnerable.
I think it's like that kind of. It's a different like brainwave apparently.
Really?
Yeah, it's.
You
a
know
thing.
these random facts, mate.
Yeah,
The guinea
full of
pig
them.
is but the tip of the iceberg for you. But it did get me thinking. I found some of the great shower thoughts on the internet, and I thought we could go through them. We could discuss them as equals, and just see what you think. So here's one. Inside the mind of every person that knows you is a uniquely different version of yourself.
Wow,
It's deep, that,
it's
isn't it?
gone pretty deep pretty quickly there.
Do you
haven't you?
believe that?
I think I need to hear the fact again.
Inside the mind of every person that knows you. That's wrong intonation there. I'll do it again. Inside the mind of every person that knows you is a uniquely different version of yourself.
Oh, so everybody just thinks differently.
Everyone sees you differently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
weird, isn't it?
it is weird.
It's mad, that.
It's a bit disconcerting, really.
Some
innit?
people see him as a really sensitive guy, but really, I'm such
Just
a
a
fucking lad.
Dickhead. Yeah.
Honestly, I just get on the cellar. You're not the first person to say that, Callum. I'm glad you've cropped on so quickly. You're a wise man. Next one before I go rot you. You can
I was talking about myself though. I was talking
It's
about
all
you.
right, Callum. I think you're beautiful. You can remember that you forget something, but you can't remember what you forgot.
Unless you remember it later.
Yeah, it's like those songs, innit? We've just been over
Yeah,
this, really.
yeah, yeah.
Because you can be like, oh, I forgot that song, but you can't remember the song of it. It's mad, that,
Yeah.
innit? Because there's a little echo of it, surely, somewhere in your brain.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like sometimes you can kind of remember what it is you forgot, but not at the same
Yeah.
time. Like you can kind of
The sphere of it,
yeah,
the connections.
yeah,
I think-
just enough to irritate you.
Oh, God, it's an itch that never gets scratched. And we'll do one more of these, and then I'll let you do what
Go
you
on.
came here for. What's the best one? Birds probably do more people watching than people do bird watching.
Especially pigeons.
Yes. The
Yeah,
perverts of the sky.
yeah.
There we go. Well,
Sky rats.
Sky rats,
Yeah.
we always call them.
Yeah.
I feel like we're giving you enough inspiration for the next EP. And with that in mind, we should let you perform the first two, shouldn't we, really,
Let's
Callum?
do it. Let's do it.
Let's have it. So don't you go anywhere, because Callum Spencer is going to be performing live for us on Twitch in just under 5 minutes' time. See you in a minute.